Hey guys, King of Charmanders here. So today I bring to you the 5 most powerful teams that I've put together for Great League. Now, the thing about Talonflame is, as you see here, for Talonflame for Great League, you want to use it as a lead or closer. That's its best position. You don't want to use it as a safe switch. So I'm going to give you I'm going to give you 5 options here that feature Talonflame in many different combinations that will allow you to basically do really well in Go Battle League. Because Talonflame is actually a monster. It can do heavy damage with Brave Bird, or it can set you up a lot of plays with Flame Charge, etc. It's pretty dang good, pretty powerful, but again, you need a team with it. So here I feature the 5 most powerful teams for Talonflame that I've researched and bring to you for this video. Alright, here's match number 1. This team features Talonflame in the lead, then you have a Pelipper Safe Switch and G-Fisk in the back. I like Pelipper Safe Switch a lot because with Pelipper Safe Switch, it's able to either take a lot of shields or it's able to take back Switch, which allows you to save shields for Talonflame or hopefully make some plays out. As you see here, we got Talonflame into a Lapras. This is actually terrible for us. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do usually what you can do with Talonflame is you can get a Brave Bird and try to force a shield, or if Brave Bird goes through, it does a ton of damage. As you see here, we do get an Incinerate through, and the energy does register. I get one more Incinerate, which probably is a bad idea. So here I'm going to fire Brave Bird. If I grab a shield, I can switch out. If I don't grab a shield, that's fine. But as you see here, Burb does a ton of damage. Oh my gosh, that's so much damage. Burb almost annihilated Lapras from the face of this planet. As you see here, I switch into Pelipper to farm down and hopefully they won't get another move off, and it works perfectly. Now I get Pelipper on Azu. This really displays Pelipper's safe switch potential because if I land a Hurricane, I can straight Weather Ball, or I can possibly grab both shields. As you see here, I do grab a shield with the Hurricane thanks to all that extra energy I got from farming down that Lapras. Pelipper wins CMP in a lot of scenarios since it has such a high attack. You get to Weather Ball pretty quickly, and Hurricane can destroy most grass types if it lands. As you see here, I'm going to go straight for a second one. I'm going to shield this one, though. I want to get this one off. I'm going to try to I want to make my opponent believe that, okay, he's going to try to bait my shield. Even if I don't grab the shield, I'm still doing pretty good here. I still have another shield, and hopefully we can do a lot of damage. Lapras is almost dead, so I just have to watch out for Lapras. As you see, Pelipper does a ton of damage against any Azu if you land the Hurricane. That's what makes Pelipper so great. It can beat a lot of safe switches as long as you play it well, like I did over here. I'm going to fire off Weather Ball because Weather Ball should be able to KO or force that last shield. It does force the last shield. Hopefully I could farm down. And then what I do is I try to catch, but unfortunately it doesn't work out. I think I caught it on the end of my wing attack. So that sack would have been pretty cool. But I mean, it would have worked if I was like half a second earlier, but it's okay. I send in G-Fist to farm down. And then I should be able to take out whatever's in the back, which is actually a Talonflame, and that's GG's. As you see here, very good team, does very well. G-Fisk and Pelipper complement each other well with Talonflame in the lead. Alright, for the next team, we have Talonflame in the lead, we have Mew Safe Switch, and Azu in the back. This team's actually pretty generic. My Mew is rocking Flame Charge Grass Knot, and my Azu is rocking Play Rough Hydro. As you see here, we win the lead pretty handily. This is why I like Talonflame, because if you see Brahma Snow, it sucks. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do the play like I did before in the last match. I'm going to hit a Burb and then dip. Brave Bird does so much damage, it's worth to grab a shield from your opponent, or if it goes through, it's going to do a ton of damage. As you see here, it takes out more than half of Azu's HP. We send in our own Azu. I'm going to overfarm a lot here. Even if my opponent does have Play Rough, we're going to win pretty handily, and I don't want them to farm me. Remember, they have an Obama Snow, and Obama Snow is very, very fast, very spammy, and beats Azu very handily. I can eat it with a Play Rough, but what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get to 100 energy, which is 9 bubbles, because 1 bubble does 11 energy, and yeah, I can live like 4 Play Roughs. As you see here, that's the play you want to do with Talonflame a lot. You can either use Brave Bird to burst a shield, or you can use it to do heavy damage and then swap out, like I did over here. That's what makes Talonflame so good. There's not a lot of things in the Great League meta that will tank that resist both moves. So it's really good. As you see here, I try to undercharge, which I horribly failed at, to try to take it to like get a little extra energy, but it doesn't work, so it's okay. This is what I wanted. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fire the play rough here. I want my opponent to force a shield and hopefully like force them to use their energy, because my opponent can overfarm a lot here, which they're doing right now, and energy ball me to death. I'm not gonna shield here. I'm gonna let my Azu go. I can expect this to be an energy ball because they got a ton of energy. So ironically, you get it, energy ball, ton of energy. Now I'm gonna send back my Talonflame here. Yes, they care. Yes, this is a loaded Obama Snow, but I still have 2 shields. So that's the thing, is leaving Talonflame with shields gives you a huge advantage. They send in AWAC. Now I'm gonna do the same thing I did last time. I'm gonna burn through the shields because why not? It's better for me to burb and then swap out anyway. So what the play I could do here is burb and then swap in a Mew, farm down with Shadow Claw if this goes through. As you see, burb does go through, and it almost kills this entire Alolan Marowak. I'm desperately trying to switch out, but my opponent does get their move off. Incinerate's pretty dang slow, so if you do notice this happening, it's a 5-turn move. I shield the Shadow Ball successfully, I send in my Mew, and I just Shadow Claw down. Now I got Flame Charge. All I'm going to do is either straight Flame Charge, or I'm going to melt this Snowman with my Talonflame. And that's pretty much GG's. Now my opponent still doesn't know my Mew set because I haven't done anything, so when Mew is on fire, it is literally on fire. As you see here, they don't even shield, and that's GG's. That's because my opponent kind of needs that shield for the back against my Talonflame, but either way, because I'm rocking double fire, or not really double fire, but double fire moves, that's GG's. Well, I am rocking double Flame Charge, but as you see, if you play Brave Bird well, it could give you switch or do a ton of damage, can set up plays for you. Alright, for the third team, I have Obama Snow in the lead as a Shadow Obama, actually. So Shadow Snowman in the lead. Then you have Sableye Safe Switch, followed by Talonflame. This is a very popular team. Azu is in the back usually, but I just replace it with Talonflame, and it still works pretty well. As you see, we get our Snowman into a Gengar. We win this by the sheer virtue that Weather Ball is faster than Shadow Punch. Well, just the way energy is generating, because it takes 5 less energy to use with Weather Ball, so it matters a lot in the long run. All I'm going to do is double shield here and try to double Weather Ball and see if I can take both of my opponent's shields. Gengar is very glassy, so it's good here, but I have to shield everything because Shadow Bomba is also very glassy. Shadow Bomb is a great lead in this current Great League meta because it does so much damage and it just threatens so well for your opponent, especially if you win the lead or if you're in a scenario like this where you put a lot of pressure on your opponent. I'm going to double Weather Ball here. I should be able to take my opponent's last shield, and they're probably going to switch out, or they're going to just stay in and just sack their Gengar lead. As you see here, I do get the second shield. I'm going to keep going for the next Weather Ball, and my opponent does in fact switch out. Great swap into their Ninetales. But this is okay, because what I'm going to do is send in Talonflame, and then I'm going to burn it down. So Talonflame goes in, and then I'm going to burn it down. This is where Talonflame in the back is kind of good. If you have the Weather Balls in the back, or it can tank a Weather Ball. As you see here, you're going to see it's going to tank a Weather Ball. It can tank one Weather Ball from all 3 at green. So if your opponent has no shields, you will get to a Flame Charge, or you will get to a burp. I could have probably got one more and then taken out, or farm this Ninetales down and then throw all my energy in the back. I just don't like the fire though, because I still like Sableye with its shield is still very, very good. As you see, my Sableye is really bad. I don't have a good Sableye, so I'm kind of just improvising, and it's still it still does really, really well. Use the best Sableye you can in your team though. As you see here, we get Pancake into my Talonflame, and this is horrible. So this is good that I didn't use my shield, because this Pancake is very good. Like a regular Stunfisk can take a ton of damage. As you see here, yes, I'm +2, but still, this thing still has half HP, and it's very, very quick. That's the weakness of this team, is if things outpace you, or if you get outpaced in the back, you pretty much it's pretty much an auto loss, like with the Stunfisk rate. If I didn't win the lead and Stunfisk was in the back, I probably might have lost. But we still have a Sableye, we still have my Obama Snow. All I'm going to do here is Weather Ball down. My opponent tries to sack. They time it. That's actually really bad timing, but as you see here, I will get to the next Weather Ball, and that's GG's. My opponent never sees Sableye. Sableye is your safe switch. Use Sableye if needed. Here we didn't need it, but as you see, this team is really, really powerful. With Weather Ball pressure plus Talonflame's huge damage, you're gonna win a lot. You can win a lot of matches with this team with Sableye as your safe switch. Team 4 actually features Talonflame in the back again. This features G-Fisk in the lead, as well as Mew as your switch. Very popular. It's the #1 team on PV Poke. That's the #1 core. I'm just replacing Venusaur with Talonflame. As you see here, we get Pancake on Pancake. Now, this kind of sucks because I really recognize this name. This is like one of the like top leaderboard players. I played them before. They're really good. And we got the G-Fisk mirror, the greatest mirror of all time. So in order for you to win the G-Fisk mirror, you have to hit an Earthquake on the other Pancake. What makes this really stressful is it's basically a bait game. Whoever baits successfully wins, but this is pretty nuts how this match plays out. As you see here, my opponent does call my Earthquake. Most people don't shield the first Earthquake. Well, keyword is most. I shield because I hesitate, and it's actual Rock Slide. So what I'm going to do here is, you think you can bait, guess what? I can bait better. So I'm going to build to an Earthquake because my opponent already registers that I used Earthquake. They're like, maybe this guy's going to go straight Earthquake. I'm going to shield this one. I sense it's an Earthquake, and it's a successful Earthquake. If you did get the Pancake mirror, that's what makes Pancake lead with anything in the back really stressful, is because it's really annoying. Because a whole Pancake can destroy your entire line. Unless you have a fire type or if you have a water type, something of that sort. Anyways, I do manage to get that last one. My opponent does this really great swap. I'm mashing Earthquake because I actually don't know if I win CMP or not. So that's perfectly fine. All I'm going to do is Earthquake the Pelipper, and then I'm going to Rock Slide it. One Weather Ball does not kill at this range. They need to do 2. So as you see here, Pancake is a very destructive mon. That's why Talonflame in the back is kind of scary, because Pancakes are usually, so there's a lot of Pancakes in the back too. So I want to get rid of that Pancake. But as you see here, all I'm going to do is Rock Slide. So what my play here, or what I'm thinking, is I'm going to Rock Slide this bird, and it should be enough for me to farm down with Mew. So I'm going to send in Mew, and I'm going to farm down with Shadow Claw. As you see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I counted it perfectly. It takes 5 wing attacks to get to a Weather Ball. Managed to get all this energy. I'm going to throw a Flame Charge here. They throw their Pancake in. This is Earthquake for sure, because they have their Earthquake bank from before. Does heavy damage to my Mew, but my Mew can still tank it, and it has a ton of energy. I'm going to fire the Flame Charge here, and I should be able to do enough damage to where I can farm down or force my opponent to switch out. Flame Charge goes through, does heavy damage. My opponent switches out into a Jellicent. This is terrible. As you see here, with confidence and with like sheer confidence, my Mew 1 HPs into Dreams, and this Grass Knot goes through. I'm hoping this KOs, but I don't think it will, because Jellicent is very tanky, as you see here. I'm going to send in G-Fisk to blow its energy. You want to do this every time you have a Pokemon that's almost dead, because my opponent is going to have to force their energy, and their G-Fisk is practically dead. Now, here's the good thing about Talonflame. Talonflame comes in. The Incinerate will go through, take out this Jellicent, and it's going to take 2 Incinerates for me to take out that G-Fisk. Here's the good thing. If you didn't know, Talonflame is bulkier than Charizard. In fact, barely bulkier, but if you see here, it can actually tank a whole Rock Slide. That Incinerate that went through will hit, and that's GG's. This team beat one of the best players in the world. Yeah, so this team is very, very powerful, very, very good. G-Fisk is a great lead, takes shields, and sets up Talonflame and Mew for the back to sweep. Alright, this final team has the lowest threat score on PV Poke from when I put it together. It's pretty good, but it's very dicey because you need Cresselia. It's a Moonblast Grass Knot Cresselia, and then you have G-Fisk in the back. So as you see here, I get Talonflame versus Hypno. This is okay, kind of. I'm basically going to do what I did 4 matches ago, and I'm going to burb you to death. Like I said, the burb does so much damage. If they don't shield it, then it puts you ahead, and it puts them in kind of a panic mode. With Cresselia as your safe switch, and then G-Fisk as your back row, well, you can use G-Fisk as a safe switch too, but Cresselia is really good because it tanks a lot of things. I'm not going to shield this, even if it's a Shadow Ball. We're pretty much going to sack Cresselia and try to farm down, or not really farm down, but get a ton of energy. My opponent does Thunder Punch here. As you see here, I'm trying to frantically tap, and I'm lagging a little bit. Thank you, Go Battle Lag. Greatest thing on this entire planet. Totally makes this game super competitive and super legitimate. I'm just kidding. Anyways, we get this G-Fisk into our Cresselia. This is actually terrible because we need like 5 Grass Knots to kill this G-Fisk. I'm going to straight Grass Knot here. We already did heavy damage with our burb, so we know we have a Hypno that's almost dead, and we have something else in the back. As you see here, Cresselia is a fantastic save switch. The only reason, like, this is, like, I don't recommend this team, even though it is, like, statistically the best team as far as, like, what I've noticed in patterns. Cresselia is expensive. The other the other 4 teams are definitely a lot less are, like, Mew is expensive too, but Mew has a lot of play against a lot of mez, and it keeps your opponent guessing a lot more than Cresselia would. As you see here, we're going to stray Grass Knot, and we're going to try to take out this Pancake. This Pancake's probably going to get to another mood. I'm not going to shield here. I'm actually going to send in my own Pancake to try to take it out. So, we're just going to sack Cresselia here. As you see here, Cresselia is very powerful, forces a lot out of your energy, and runs the clock. That's why I like Cresselia a lot. The only thing you have to watch out for is basically the Dark Save switch if you lose it. So, that's just the only threat you have to worry about. I'm going to fire this Rock Slide. My opponent did fire a move, but I'm going to shield this. This is going to be an Earthquake, and then my opponent is probably going to go for another Rock Slide because they will never get to another Earthquake. I forced all the energy on Cresselia. That's what makes Cresselia really good. It can sponge a bunch of charge moves and set up a lot of stuff for you. I'll undercharge a little bit here, but for some reason my opponent shields. I don't think they like Pancake. So Pancake goes down, or their Pancake goes down, and we have 2 things in the back. So my opponent has the near-dead Hypno, and they have something else in the back. As you see, this team is very powerful. A lot of pressure with G-Fist. Cresselia is a giant tank. My opponent tries to do a sack swap here, which was very impressive, but unfortunately I was paying attention. I try to undercharge though, because I want extra energy. So I don't charge this Rock Slide. I'm already at 100, so I want to overcharge. As you see here, it works perfectly. My opponent doesn't have a Shadow Ball, so I know this is probably a Thunder Punch, so I don't shield it. As you see here, this is a Thunder Punch, and then my opponent goes down, I'm going to Earthquake, and I'm actually going to double Earthquake. I should be able to get to 2, and that's GG's. I still have a Talonflame to sack if I needed to, but as you see, played expertly with really good energy management, this team could do really well for you. Again, this is the best team I found statistically. As you see, the Empoleon takes the Earthquake, and that's GG's. I hope you guys enjoyed these battles. These are the best teams I found for Talonflame. Did a lot of research. Good luck in Go Battle League sets, and I'll see you guys on the next video.